Hey everyone, it's me, Goku! Don't forget to subscribe to UnrealEntGaming. Here, you'll find the latest Dragon Ball news and content. Also, don't forget to like the video and follow Unreal on both Instagram and Twitter.
Kakarot! You, Kakarot, you will be the first to turn on notifications. And give this video a like right now, or else I'll destroy you!
As all throughout the multiverse, with multiple training sessions now being shown taking place involving several different warriors and fighters, our heroes now, who are shown scattered all throughout the cosmos, are seemingly enough getting stronger by the day, as everyone now prepares for the coming war involving the previous and current angels and gods of destruction. With everything slowly but surely now beginning to fall in place, the million-dollar question going forward is, what more can we expect from every single one of these participating universes before the actual big battle begins? As more importantly, do our heroes now more so than ever stand a chance in having to face off against the opposition once the opposing side and the enemies they will be facing is now finally at long last freed? Now, before we dive any further into this video, if you are new to the channel and of course have a love and passion for all things Dragon Ball related, including its manga, anime, video games, fan animations, fan mangas, and more, in which would also like to be kept up to date with everything in regards to the Dragon Ball Super manga, the Dragon Ball Super anime, Dragon Ball video games, and any and all additional content within the Dragon Ball universe, then I do encourage you guys to head on over and smash that subscribe button and turn on all notifications by clicking on the bell icon to always be notified whenever a brand new video is posted onto the channel, as well as giving this video a big thumbs up by slapping that like button down below if you guys are simply excited to see what the future holds for the Dragon Ball franchise. And with all that being said, I want to thank you all so much for your time, thank you all so much for supporting the channel, and now let's dive straight into the video. As Dragon Ball Kakumei manga chapter number 11 opens up with seemingly enough an individual now being shown having to open their eyes, as it almost now appears as though there is an individual calling out for this person's name. It was only from there where this individual went on to shout, "Venerable Heir! Venerable Heir! Venerable Heir! Venerable Heir! Oh, you're finally awake! I don't know what happened. I have a huge memory gap. Maybe you know something about it," as the Venerable Heir was then shown having to shake his head. After now being shown having to finally stand back up, that's when the little demon individual went on to tell him, "When I woke up a few minutes before you, the door was blocked, bewitched, but it was just a primal spell, like it was made so that we could go out without slobbering too much. Of course, a brilliant wizard like me would have saved us from any situation," as the Venerable Heir went on to respond, "Salaga, where is he?" "Oh, just please come here," the little demon individual says, in which the very moment as we then see how the door now began to open, it was only from that point where the little demon went on to tell the Venerable Heir, "After you," in which upon their exit we only now find ourselves within Universe 14 on a planet called Planet Bread, as the sheer landscape itself and the environment surrounding it looks absolutely stunning, in which all the while it seems as though these individuals are trying to figure out as to what exactly is happening, as the little demon from there went on to continue, "I know, it also surprised me a few minutes ago, but then that was when from out of nowhere a bloody individual went on to shout, 'Venerable Heir! Salaga!' As both individuals were now shown having to draw their attention towards Salaga, that's when the Venerable Heir went on to ask, 'So, what is this outfit?' with Salaga responding, 'It was impossible for me to wake you up, so I took the initiative to go out. When I found myself facing this horde of creatures made of pure energy, I had to adapt to the situation knowing that each of their blows sucked my vitality. I had to be patient and I managed to copy their vitality absorption capacity. So I was able to overcome them, he says. The fight was hard, but not without experience gained, he says. And my mission to protect you has been successful. Impressive as always, the first demon says. I see, the Venerable Heir responds. Venerable Heir, if I may say so, the bewitchments are strangely similar to those of Lord Dormel. What? But why would Lord Dormel want to lock us up, the first demon says? This is absurd. This is indeed what I have concluded, the Venerable Heir says. Any telepathic contact with him seems to be impractical, so let's go directly to his planets, the Venerable Heir says. Dula, summon the mothership. It's as if it was done, Dula says, and the moment Dula had gone as far as to now summon the ship, in a beautiful and spectacular-like fashion, we only then see how Dula was in fact able to manifest this massive ship now onto the surface, as it almost appeared as though this gigantic ship had now manifested out of nowhere from the sky itself, as it was only right then and there where Dula went on to continue, I feel like I haven't used my powers in ages, in which as all of them now begin to board the ship, it only appears as though Salga had now noticed something very unusual about the Venerable Heir, as Salga went on to say to himself, that's exactly what I thought. His heartbeat is irregular and his blood pressure's unstable. Excuse me, Venerable Heir, but... In which, eerily enough, with the Venerable Heir slowly but surely now being shown turning around, that's when Salga went on to continue, whatever may have happened, I know you will make the right decisions. As there was a moment of silence between all parties, that's when the Venerable Heir went on to respond, I don't pretend to. As all the while in the meantime, when then going back to Universe 7, we only from that point on get to see how Pan was now finally training with Piccolo and having to see both of them go all out from the start, as it only appeared as though Pan was trying her best in holding her own against Piccolo. It was only from there where Piccolo had gone as far as to grab onto Pan's shirt by telling her, if you knew what your father had to go through to even have the privilege of training with me. But then, to further add insult to injury, that was when Pan had gone as far as to stick her tongue out at Piccolo, as Piccolo from that point was just so casually shown throwing Pan up in the sky, as Piccolo went on to say to himself, show me that you're worthy, young girl. And worthy Pan was, because the moment Pan had stopped herself in the air and now being shown flying back down at Piccolo, Pan was relentless in showing Piccolo exactly what she was all about, to where the very moment Pan had now gone as far as to come inches away from connecting her punch to Piccolo's face, Pan immediately stopped, empowering back down by from there being shown leaping on back by smiling. It was only from here evidence that Pan has tremendous amounts of potential, and if anyone else is going to be best suited in helping her unlock this, it is without question going to be Piccolo, as with the Universe 6 Namekian, Sonel, and Purina being shown having to watch from a distance, it was only from that point where Purina went on to say to himself, if I expected this when I came here. As with Piccolo shown cracking his neck and from there spawning his cape, that's when Piccolo went on to comment, well, I think in terms of pure physical training, we've come a long way, but rest is also important. Let's not rush things and let's use the time we have properly, Piccolo says. I don't mean to sound derogatory, one of the Universe 6 Namekian adds, but is this a good idea to relax with all that's ahead of us? Rookie. Don't think that we were going to sip a bowl of fresh water now. You still need to forge your mind and sharpen your knowledge, Piccolo says. Our knowledge? What do you mean by that? The Universe 6 Namekians ask. You have taught me a lot about our race, Piccolo responds, but the history of our people in our universe is just as exciting. Let me tell you that I didn't tell you two the whole truth, Piccolo adds. I am not the only Namekian on this planet, with Sonel responding, so my intuition was right. At the highest point of this planet, Piccolo says, beyond the skies, in a sanctuary inaccessible to the most common, lives the god of Earth, who is the person I respect the most in the world, Piccolo says. In which all the while as this was going on, when then going back to Universe 14 on planet Dormel, it would only now appear as though the Venerable Heir had now finally arrived, as he was looking to do business with something, as it was only there where Dula went on to shout, Lord Dormel! Sir Venerable Heir, would you allow me to take a quick tour of the planet, with the Venerable Heir responding, do as you please, as it only now appears as though they are on this planet for a very specific reason, as the Venerable Heir was from there shown having to create from what it looks to be some kind of liquid goo, as the goo from there was now beginning to shine through with the Venerable Heir now being shown having to spread it. It only now appeared as though the entire environment around them was beginning to change and essentially gridlock around them, as nobody really understood or knew exactly what was going on, as it was only from there where Saga had gone to go up to the Venerable Heir by telling him, I didn't know you were capable of such a technique, but I imagine that given your position, you wish to remain discreet with your abilities, with the Venerable Heir responding, there is no life at all on this planet. And for how long? Saga responds, months. Wow, Dula responds, that was unbelievable, Venerable, but then that was when out of nowhere the Venerable Heir had gone to tell the two, behave yourself. Nevertheless, down there is a kind of psychic beacon that has been deposited. I will go alone, but are you? This is not negotiable, the Venerable Heir says. Right, we stand guard, just in case, Saga responds. As with the Venerable Heir then being shown having to make his way towards this beacon, it was upon the Venerable Heir's arrival, as he was then shown having to spot this, where he was slowly but surely now beginning to approach it, as the Venerable Heir had gone as far as to stick his arm out, and really not understanding as to what was about to happen, if in fact he had gone as far as to step through this portal that he was touching, as the very second he just so happened to have done so in stepping through entirely, the Venerable Heir was only from there being shown having to look around in spotting all of these symbols and signs on the wall, as in the meantime back with Dula and Saga, that's when Saga went on to respond, the pillars of the altar have come together to open some kind of a magic door. Do you think he got in? And they got their answer, because before you know it, all of a sudden the portal was gone, as Dula went on to shout, I knew it was a trap! We should have never have let him go in alone! Come, Saga, let us hasten to find the Venerable Heir! I still feel his presence, Saga says, but it's as if he's in a different dimension to us. I'll focus on his presence as long as I can still feel him, Saga says. At the slightest sign from me, destroy the area without any warning, Dula. You can count on me. As with Saga now trying to do his best in concentrating to find the Venerable Heir, we only from there see how within this dimension, with the Venerable Heir shown holding onto a hook, how from within the shadows we only then take a look and seeing as to how an individual went on to comment, Kai. As with the Venerable Heir stopping from the darkness, we only then observe how a Kaioshin had now managed to step on through, as the Universe 14 Kaioshin Zhao went on to respond, I have been waiting for you here for more than 6 months, Venerable Heir. Master Zhao, follow me, the Kaioshin says. You must be lost. Allow me to apologize, as everything went as we thought it would for the moment. We, the Venerable Heir asks. Yes, the Kaioshin says. Let me show you. You are the only one who came here, he adds, with the Venerable Heir asking, where are we? We are in the Hall of the Altar of Angels, the Kaioshin says, where the staff of the Angel of the Universe concerned remains, where the angel in question is not using it. Please, take it, Zhao says, and with the Venerable Heir now being shown picking up the staff of the angels, as from out of nowhere we only then witness a projection now being shown, as the individual in question is the current god of destruction, as they went on to respond, hello Amaron, this is Dormel. As you may have guessed, we are no longer here, and you have an apparent amnesia. Let me refresh your memory. Our universe has been completely annihilated in 1 second by the Omni King, while you were only proving day after day to your ability in becoming who you claim you want to be. Then our universe was restored by a wish-fulfilling dragon from another universe. Afterwards, I was approached by a woman who seemed to be the mother of the angels, as well as the companion of the Grand Priest. This hierarchical and childish madness of these so-called rulers of all things having to cease, we took the decision to act and go first to the Grand Priest himself. And here we are at the moment before your amnesia, while you were on planet Bread looking for your relics. I give you back your memory. And with Dormel now being shown having to give the venerable heir his memory back, he was only from there now beginning to remember everything: gods of destructions, Kaioshins, angels, demons, and so much more, as everything at once now began to hit the venerable heir from out of nowhere, as the venerable heir went on to respond, I see. Now that you remember, if you hear this message, it is because we are somehow stopped by the Grand Priest, and Zeri sent his staff back to where you are before we got stuck. Venerable, but as soon as the venerable heir was shown walking away, that's when the message went on to continue. After all this, I won't be able to hold my job. For the time being, at least, I will only ask you one thing. Finish what you had to do. You will have the time and the status to do it, because from now on, and this by delegation, you have officially become the god of destruction of Universe 14, as it was only right then and there during that moment where Dragon Ball Kakumei manga chapter number 11 then comes to a close. Now, what I absolutely enjoyed about this manga chapter, I think more so than anything else, was to see the fact that we were actually getting some shine on a character that just so happens to be a brand new entity altogether, which just so coincidentally enough towards the end happened to become the next and new god of destruction of Universe 14. This only now raised the stakes even higher to suggest and kind of put into question now as to not only what our heroes are currently doing, but also Goku. This whole entire time, we have no idea as to what had ever happened to Goku. Will we get answers? Well, to that, you guys are gonna have to wait and see, but I want to go ahead and get your thoughts down in the comment section below about not only your initial thoughts on seeing the next and new god of destruction of Universe 14, but to also see where the story is going from here. I want to go ahead and get your thoughts and predictions as to how you think all of this is going to go down once, of course, this massive war arc finally begins, in which, again, I do want to thank you all so much for your time. Thank you all so much for watching, to where if, of course, you guys also happen to enjoy, then be sure to scroll on down below and give this video a big fat thumbs up right now by smashing that like button. Also, if you just so happen to be new to the channel and, of course, love Dragon Ball and anime, then I do encourage you all to go on over and smash that subscribe button and turn on all notifications by clicking on the bell icon. That way you guys never miss a single video that is posted onto the channel. Tune back in for more. Make sure you guys follow the creators. I will leave all of their social media links located down in the description box below, to where what's crazy about all of this is all of the manga chapters that you're seeing be put out for Kakumei are actually made by teenagers. A lot of these dudes are 14, 15, 16, 17 years old, and for them to go out of their way in creating all of this with such detail is nothing short of amazing. So again, thank you all so much for being here. Thank you all so much for your time. Tune back in for more, and I'll be seeing each and every single one of you down in the comment section below and in the next video. Take it easy, guys, and have a great day. Peace.
Hello. Did you know that you can stay up to date with the latest Dragon Ball content by simply subscribing to UnrealEntGaming?
Also, don't forget to follow on these social media platforms, you sexy son of a bitch.
Roshi.
Silent Cell, me and the fans are having a moment. That's right. I know what you want. Extra long, thick Dragon Ball content. Quality reviews with flawless editing. Yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you? You dirty bitch.
Roshi, the fuck?
God damn it, I need them to subscribe, Cell.
And we're demonetized.
Yeah, screw it. Let's cut to the video.